you and I just saw Is This Thing On, which is directed by Bradley Cooper,
Written and directed by Bradley Cooper.
written and directed. It stars Laura Dern, and I love this actor, Will Arnett, the voice of Batman, Lego Batman. And it's I don't know, more of like a drama comedy about a marriage on the cusp of divorce. Laura Dern and Will Arnett play Alex and Tess. She's like a former Olympic athlete. He's a guy that just has kind of a boring day job, and the marriage isn't ending because of any specific thing that was done. They're just done.
They grew apart.
And so Alex leaves the family home to get a small apartment. They have kids together and they share custody. It's kind of a polite divorce because in the beginning they're meeting with friends. Bradley Cooper has a part in the movie where he actually plays.
By the way, the term is conscious uncoupling.
Yes, conscious uncoupling. There's no like big argument. There's no like, it's how are we going to do this? How will we tell the kids? You know, it's almost like they're just very polite and respectful about it. Like, yeah, we're kind of done. Let's end it. And Alex isn't. He still is enamored with his wife, but it's like, all right, if that's what you want, and stumbles upon a open mic stand up. And because he doesn't want to pay the cover charge, he actually just goes and does a little stand up. And what he starts talking about his life, about separating from his wife, getting a divorce. Is he going to date again? And apparently this is based on a true story, right? So then he makes friends at this comedy club because all his friends are mutual friends, of them as a married couple. So he makes new friends there and starts going and doing stand up. And guess what? He starts getting really good. He starts, his bits kind of resonate. And by the way, the comedians in this movie are actual real comedians in the film, not really famous ones either.
But if you're a Kill Tony fan and those the mother,
you'll know some of these comedians. They're not like they're not huge, but they're notable. In any case, I'll tell one thing that's sort of one of the best parts of the movie. Tess goes and has a meeting with a guy that turns out to be kind of a date. She's not sure if it's a date, but it's kind of a date because she used to be an Olympic athlete. She wants to get into coaching. And then she's meeting with a guy who's a coach who's played by Peyton Manning. I don't even know the character's name. It's Peyton Manning.
It's Peyton. I think the actual name is Peyton.
It's Peyton. Yeah. So she goes on this meeting. He's a coach. She's like, I want to get into coaching Olympic athletes. What's that like? And anyways, on the date, they go to this comedy club where her husband gets up on stage. And it's so embarrassing because he starts talking about going on a date and having sex with a woman. And Tess is sitting here listening to this horrible story with her husband on stage. She's on a date. And then things escalate from there. I won't tell you anymore.
Because she thought she'd get laid first of the two of them.
Yes. And oh my God, it's so embarrassing. Like it's got that awkward comedy, but really great dramatic moments. I went to a screening that Bradley Cooper and Laura Dern did a Q&A after. If you're a member of the channel, I filmed the Q&A so you can watch it. I love this film. It's a kind of movie they used to kind of like serious drama that has elements of humor. I wouldn't call this movie a comedy, but there's a lot of humor in it. It's a kind of drama they used to make in the 70s and 80s that they don't make anymore. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Bradley Cooper plays an actor that's kind of not really a success, kind of a loser actor. little commentary
Who
on that.
likes
It's
who
just
likes the cannabis?
yeah. But Will Arnett, wow, kudos to him
Yeah.
for such a great dramatic performance. I mostly know him from comedy, you know, in
Arrested
God,
Development.
Arrested Development. That he's so great in that show. This is full on. He's not really funny in this. I mean, the stand up he does is pretty sad and pathetic,
Yeah, and quite
revealing.
frankly, that's intentional as well.
Right, right. What
You're
did
supposed to
you
see the
think?
evolution. You're supposed to see that evolution of a guy who's never done it to a guy who does it, who gets his reps in over and over again, and so you
Right,
see
right.
this evolution. Yeah, I really like this movie. Uh, I am really appreciating Bradley Cooper as a filmmaker, as a writer director.
Yeah.
You know, Stars Born. This guy. Oh, Chef. Oh, sorry, Burnt. Burnt is the one. What I like about Bradley Cooper is he tells stories of broken people.
Mm,
This movie is more of a drama than it is a comedy. It's about a guy whose marriage fell apart
mm.
for just because they drifted apart, and how he's spent reeling from that, and how stand-up comedy is kind of his therapy to get back on the saddle, so to speak, in life. And this is what I like about Bradley Cooper and the stories he tells, because it's always about someone who's at rock bottom. And that
Yeah,
those stories are about that person at rock bottom lifting themselves out. And quite frankly, these are the movies I want to see more and more of.
yeah,
I don't I want to see stories that I can relate to. Where I could say, "Oh, I've been there," or I've been in that situation, and to see someone come out of it, and that gives hope to the normal person, saying, if this guy can come out of it, anyone can. And for some reason Bradley Cooper is so in tune to those stories that he just continues to tell stories just like it. um this one is also interesting because I would say 90% of the shots are all up close.
yeah,
It's like you are always in the face of someone. Will Arnett, when he's doing stand up, the camera's on his face and you barely see the crowd behind him. You hear the noise around them. It's an interesting cinematic choice. And I think it's a little unsettling, but I think it's all a part of making the point. That's another thing about Bradley Cooper is nothing's ever done haphazardly. There are reasons to
mm,
the choices he makes. And whether you agree with those choices or whether you like those choices, he's doing it for a reason. It's usually for an emotional reason. And let's see. Yeah. And so yeah, I definitely recommend this movie. It's a straight up drama. You're gonna laugh at it, but it is the story of a man whose world is sent reeling after the divorce with his wife, and how he copes with it.
and I won't talk about how it ends, only to say that it takes you on an emotional journey
Mhm.
where it's very smart and it feels very real.
Yeah.
It just feels very real, and Bradley Cooper's character, though he's a minor character, he has his own journey that, is affected
Mhm.
by, Will Arnett's character. Has an effect on Bradley Cooper's minor character having his own
Yeah.
issues. And it's just a solid drama where, you've gone on a journey and it does something that so few films do these days. This movie made me feel something.
Yeah.
And when you go to the movies, isn't that what you want? You want a movie to make you feel something, and this does it. And I really appreciated it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
uh,
I would say watch this movie, then go and watch Burnt afterwards.
yeah.
It's just, yeah, I am a big fan of Bradley Cooper.
So strong recommend from me, Alan. What about yourself?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad that Rocket Raccoon can help pay for these movies.
Great. Yeah.